Hello again. Good morning. This is for MSc second sem students. Again, continuation with that enzymology chapter. It is so under that it's a part B, effect of temperature. I think I told you with respect to that effect of temperature, that is the Arrhenius plot, and effect of temperature in the part A, and what is Arrhenius plot, and how that helpful to plot the graph in the effect of temperature in that Arrhenius plot. Also to that Arrhenius plot is also determination of that activation energy, and according to your syllabus, this topic it is there, and you will be do this one also in the exam, in the practicals also, but unfortunately it is not difficult to do now. It is itself, it is. So anyhow, the part B, which is very useful to, mainly in the practical also it is very useful also, and this theory also if they ask in the examination. And you can see it's the part B. Just to go through that, this point, these are all points here. First point, and you know that as I told in the last slide, it's a rate of chemical reaction is directly affected by the temperatures. I think I understand in the last slide only, in the last class only I told you regarding with this, these are all things. And I told you this point also. Normally at the rate of reaction it's double for every 10 degrees centigrade rise in the temperature. And this also true that most of the enzymatic reaction rates, there is a major one difference. It is you can see this is the major one difference it is. And you can see it's a, you know, like any other protein, an enzyme undergoes also a thermal denaturation, and hence if the higher temperature is going down, going if you take the higher temperature, the thermal denaturation, the enzyme also undergo the denaturation at the higher temperatures. So that's why the every enzymes have their optimum enzyme where they show the maximum activity with respect to that point. It is a very important point. And it's, you know, beyond a particular temperature, as I told, it's optimum temperature, and beyond a particular temperature, enzyme catalyzed rate starts to decline. It is what happened. And beyond a particular temperature, it means every enzyme has there is a optimum temperature. So beyond that temperature, the enzyme catalyzed rate starts to decline due to the inactivation of that catalyst, or due to that denaturation of that enzyme. It is hence the temperature optimum is practically convenient to expressions with a no absolute significance. It is so temperature optimum is only for practical, to make you understand here. So no absolute significance is there again. So some other points with respect to this one also. And it also suggests something about that heat stability of the enzyme preparation, but it is not define a characteristic of the given enzyme sample. It is, and at the optimum temperature, the enzyme activity and enzyme inactivation rate compete. You can see where the at the optimum temperature, the enzyme activity and the enzyme inactivation rates, they are compete, leading to the maximum in the curve. Hence it is the optimum temperature. You can see where the arrow mark I am showing, that where it is a called optimum point, a particular temperature where the enzyme activity and the enzyme inactivation rates compete, leading to the a maximum in the curve. And once you plot the graph, when you do the experiment in the lab, you will get the data in like this. When you plot the graph, the relative activity versus its temperature, a degree centigrade, you can see there is a, in this axis there are different temperatures, in this axis there is a maximum where different activities are there, and where it is showing the, it's showing like a bell shape, where the maximum activity in the point where the arrow mark is there. So where it is a optimum temperature for the particular enzyme test. And you can see this is the one point. And example, this optimum temperature optimum of the an enzyme, inactivation rate predominates and the descending limb. And the descending limb, you can see the ascending I am showing the activity increases, the dark color round shape it is, and the descending inactivation of that enzyme I am showing with that a round color only plain balls it is. So in this way you can represent the effect of temperature. And some important points with respect to this one, a temperature dependent curve is more a practical value in designing the enzyme assay. So what I'm showing this, see, once you do the practical, then you get the value, and when you plot the graph, you will get the like this temperature dependent curve, and it is a designing for the enzyme assay it is. And this enzyme assay at a temperature that is a very convenient and support the high activity and does not significantly denature it. Most enzyme actives measured at a standard temperature between 25 to a 35 degree or 30 degree centigrade, they have their own optimum temperature values. Usually most of the mammalian enzymes showing the optimum temperature at a 37 degree centigrade, and some of the enzymes are there, and mainly example which are mainly extracted from the microorganisms, and some of the their applications mainly in the PCR. Example, a Thermus aqueous is a DNA, Thermus aqueous organism which secrete the DNA polymerase enzyme, which is mainly used in PCR chain reaction. It is showing that its optimum temperature is say 70 degrees centigrade. So it is a different, that is the point it is. And assay the temperatures are normally maintained by keeping the reaction mixture in a water bath. I told you when you do the experiment, I will show the how to do this experiment also. Usually this assay of temperature normally maintained by the keeping in the reaction mixture in the water bath it is. And next you can see again the Arrhenius plot, and how this Arrhenius plot is very important. I told you Arrhenius plot by showing the some data also in the last class also, and you can take this point also very important here. The temperature dependent of enzyme activity can be also analyzed according to the when you do the experiment, and I will show the this temperature dependent of enzyme activity. That enzyme activity can also analyzed according to the Arrhenius equation, as I told in the last video class it is. And you can see this one, the this is the plot where you can see the logarithmic velocity, that is the v versus it's a 1 by t degree centigrade, and you can see the symbols I am showing that round color, and it's a decline symbols I am showing the dark color you can see. And you can see where the break the point are there, where the break it is point you can see there. And this figure it shows that in a temperature range over which inactivation is a insignificant, that is a as insignificant it is the value it is. So when you plot the graph by using the Arrhenius plot, by taking this, when you in this way you will plot the graph, and you can take the slope is equal to a ni energy when you we in this way you can determine the activation energy of any enzyme it is, that is a slope is equal to EA divided by R it is. And you can see this picture again. In this plot, a logarithmic v against 1 by t gives a straight line. From its point a slope we obtain the value of that activation energy, that is nothing but a EA is equal to minus R into slope. A break where I shown that plot is a point, it is a break in the Arrhenius plot is the observed when a higher temperature when it is reaches, with losses of a catalytic activity when it is a loser when it is reaches the higher activity. And I am showing that the symbols are open circles in this figure. So it should be a possible to compare, we can see activation energy for enzyme catalyzed reaction with corresponding to a uncatalyzed reaction. Okay, by seeing this one we can possible to compare the activation energy with the a catalyzed reaction also, a uncatalyzed reaction also. So you can see effect of these are all pictures again. So effect of picture, effect of pH also in this way. What I am showing here, the enzyme activity is profoundly affected by pH, and enzyme catalyzed reaction almost always involves in the ionizable groups on the enzyme or on the substrate it is. It means the ionizable groups are mainly present in the enzyme as well as the substrate. It means ionizable groups are mainly involved to make the mainly this enzyme reaction catalyzed, and you can see these are all. And as the proton transfer from the crucial and maintaining a well defined pH, and that is nothing but hydrogen ion concentration for an enzyme assay mixture also it is very important. And most enzymes are display like how optimum temperatures are there, like that only they have their optimum pH, and most enzymes display well shaped pH activity curves with the maximum activity at a neutral pH it is a 7. All pH showing most of that it's a bell shape. And however the some enzymes are there which shows their activity or maximum activity with extreme pH, maybe a with the lowest pH they are showing up to acidic condition, they are called acidic enzymes. And some of the enzymes are called with showing their in alkaline condition up to 12 pH, 11 pH also they are showing, 10 pH also they are showing their optimum, and they are called as a in the alkaline enzymes, they are called alkaline enzymes in the alkaline condition there. And you can see the same thing what I show here. uh, y x-axis and y-axis, you can see when the velocity versus the pH, you can see you will get the bell shape where I will showing that. Again there is a arrow mark is there in that optimum pH it is. So you can see the round color, black color as well as open circles are there in the experimental determination of pH optimum serves away a two purpose. You can see I will show this point it is, you can see first point it is a practical, mainly it's a important an enzyme assay in the optimization. So again the ascending and descending limbs of here, the ascending is a black dot round color, and descending it is a some, we can see it's a descending limbs, it is a round open circles are there that give the some idea about that the range, that give the idea about that the range of pK, and hence possible a ionizable groups are maybe involved in this region, it is where the catalytic again. And also second one more point, different enzymes have the a different pH optima. So that's why, so these are all the things with effect of these are all the factors we're showing the uh, affect the enzyme activity, also enzyme kinetics also. So thank you for this one. Again I will continue with the in the next class about the EDA half plate and continue with this one.